Hi, I'm Paul. Welcome to class today. We're going to do a few simple and effective stretches for the quadricep muscles on the front of the thighs today. The only thing you'll need for practice is if you're tighter in the quads and you struggle to reach back to grab a hold of your foot, is a yoga strap or some kind of belt that can help you get a hold of the foot. And this is one of 3 new classes we add to the channel every week. These are short classes to help you show up again and again on a consistent basis. So be sure to subscribe and never miss a class. All right, so happy you're here. Let's open our quads. For our first stretch, we're going to come to standing for sort of a classic quad stretch opener. Now, if you struggle balancing on one foot, you want to come near a wall, so you can have the wall to help you as you reach back, or you could have your hand on a chair. So we're standing on the left foot first. We'll reach back with the right hand to grab a hold of the right foot. And for any of these exercises, you can always use a belt to grab a hold of the foot. With the left hand, either on the wall, on a chair, or even up alongside the ear. Now pull the right inner heel towards the outer right hip. So we're not pulling the foot towards the center of the buttock. I'm going to give you alignment cues to help open safely and effectively. And the right knee tends to go off to the right. So try to keep your thigh bones parallel with the right knee pointed straight down. Then lightly anchor your tailbone down. You'll feel a lift to your belly. Just keep pulling the foot in. You could also even create a bit of resistance pressing your foot into your hand. So you create some tone as you stretch. And let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Breathe in and out through your nose. And exhale and release. Shake out your leg. And we'll come to the second side. Standing on the right foot, left hand reaches back for the left foot. Right arm helping to support you, or you could stretch it up. Spread your toes and pull the left inner heel towards the outer left hip. Thigh bones parallel, so left knee points down, and even your tailbone, just feel it rooting down towards the earth as you extend up through your spine, up through the crown of your head. Just lighten your energy, just feel your face softening, relax your face, soft eyes. Take 1 more deep breath. Exhale, release, shake it out. And now we're going to come to a standing forward fold, just working into the back of the legs here. So at the front of your mat, feet are hip bone distance apart. You can bow forward. If you're tighter in your hamstrings and your low back is really rounded here, just bend your knees and slide your hands down towards the ankles, or you could even bring your hands to a block. If you're able to bring hands to the floor and lift through the tailbone, you'll do it like that. So these stretches are all great for any kind of mover. If you're a runner or biker or hiker, right? These are great poses for you to do on a regular basis. You could also do them before or after your activities. With your inhale, lengthen forward to half forward fold. Exhale and bow in. And we're adding plenty of dedicated classes on the channel to targeted areas such as hamstrings, quads, shoulders. From here, let's step back to downward dog. So 1 foot at a time. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Feet are hip bone distance apart. And as you stretch back, same thing. If your hamstrings are tighter, just bend your knees and try to lift your tailbone towards the sky. Lift your shoulders as you press your thighs back. Breathe in and out through your nose. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale, come all the way to the floor. Thigh stretch number 2. Thigh stretch on the belly. Prop up on your left forearm and bend your right knee. So here, if it's too difficult to grab a hold of your foot, you can use a belt around your foot and hold the belt. If you're able to grab easily enough, lift your chest. If it's too much pressure in the low back, you can always walk your left forearm forward a bit. Pull the inner heel towards the outer hip. And for some of us, really flexible here in the quads and shoulder. You could even grab inner foot and rotate fingers over the toes. But for many of us, this is a project we can work on for the rest of our yoga lives, careers. Lift your chest. This is also a back bend, so press your left forearm down and pull back isometrically, like you're trying to drag your forearm back. Exhale and release. And we'll switch to the second side. So these first two stretches, the standing quad stretch and this prone quad stretch, great postures to come back to on a regular basis. Press the right forearm down, pull back. And it's the same placement here. So left inner heel is not moving towards the center of the buttock, but towards the outer left hip. Reach your chest forward. Create some resistance as you're pulling your left foot down. Press your foot up into your hand at the same time. So there's tone. Exhale and release. Let's come into cobra pose. Thumbs line up with the lower part of the breastbone. Shoulders draw back. Lift your chest, maybe your belly. You can be in low cobra if you need. Otherwise, you're lifting higher up. And we go back to downward facing dog. With your inhale, lift your right foot up in the air. Exhale, step it through into a lunge position. Lower your back knee to the floor. And we'll rise for Anjaneyasana to begin with. This is more a hip flexor opener as opposed to a quad stretch. Press your front foot and back knee down. Pull them in towards each other so you create tone in your legs. Lunge deeper into your front leg. Reach your arms up. Lift through the chest. With your exhale, let's bring right hand to the right thigh, left hand to the floor or a block on the inside of the front leg. Look over your right shoulder and then reach the right arm back. Once again, great opportunity to use a belt if you're not able to reach your foot. Otherwise, if you're able to, you'll reach back and grab a hold of the outer or inner foot. The inner foot puts more internal rotation in the shoulder, so it's harder to open up. So if you're able to grab the outer foot, I suggest working it that way. And then look over your right shoulder and you just pull your foot in as much as is healthy for you today. Inner heel working towards outer hip. Front foot, back knee, pull towards each other. It's like you're trying to drag your foot and knee together, and that'll create tone as you stretch. Relax your jaw, soften your eyes. Such a great pose because it's not only a quad stretch, but also a back bend and a twist. Exhale and release. Let's press back to downward dog. Inhaling, lift your left leg. Exhale, step it through, back knee to the floor. Starting with Anjaneyasana, so front foot, back knee, pull in towards each other, and then you stretch, reach your arms for the sky. Soften the outer edges of your mouth. And then right hand comes to the floor. Left hand to the left thigh as you look over your left shoulder. Reach the left arm back and grab a hold of the right foot or use a belt. Looking over your left shoulder, draw the left shoulder back. Left foot, right knee, pull towards each other. Feel how that tones the muscles, especially in the quadriceps on the right side, hamstring on the left. Pulling the right inner heel towards the outer right hip. So it's going a little wide there, the foot, not straight on. One more breath. Hit exhale and release. We're going back to downward dog. Bring your knees to the floor and then step the right foot forward to lunge. So now a similar thigh stretch. This is the pigeon two thigh stretch. For this one, if you struggle to balance or you struggle to reach back and grab the foot, I suggest having a block just to the inside of the front leg, or you could have your right hand like on a chair or something to the outside of the leg for balance, and then you reach back. And if your quads are really tight here, one way to work this is instead of having the front leg and lunge, So you could just have the knee on the floor and you have your right hand down as you reach back. All right, so find your position. Left hand reaches back for the foot. Right hand could be on a block, chair, thigh, or even stretch the right arm alongside the ear. With the left foot, inner heel towards outer hip. And for those who are able to flip the grip, grabbing the inner foot, you could work it like that. And we're working the same actions over and over. Front foot, left knee, pull towards each other as you sink into your front leg. Lift up through your chest. Exhale and release. We'll switch sides. Right knee goes back, left foot comes forward. So left hand on a block, thigh, chair, or reach the arm up. Again, using a belt if necessary to hold the back foot. And if you're able to, you're welcome to flip the grip. Left foot, right knee drawing in towards each other. Lift through your heart. Soft eyes. Relax your face. Exhale and release your foot. Let's come into one more. I'm going into pigeon one. Now the front foot, you're going to come on the outer shin and pull the foot back as much as necessary. If this pose is not as accessible for you, you're not able to work this one, come back to thigh stretch on the belly, where we're here again. If you're able to come into pigeon, we're not doing the hip opener. We're just working the thigh stretch variation. You can pull the left foot back, reach back with the right hand, grab a hold of a belt, grab a hold of your foot, lift through the chest, pull your foot forward, and maybe flip the grip if that works for you. And as you can imagine, we're working the same actions again. Front shin, back knee, pull in towards each other to create tone, lift through your chest. So whatever variation you're working right now, embrace it, dive in deeply, full expression of your pose. Exhale and release. All right, we'll switch sides if you're in pigeon. Right leg comes forward. If you're on your belly, doing belly thigh stretch, switch sides there as well. It's the final quad stretch of our short and sweet practice today. So right hand could be on the floor, on a block. I like to put right hand on the thigh. Left hand reaches back for the foot. And you pull the foot forward as much as works for you. Anchor your tailbone down towards the earth. Lift through your belly, lift your spine high to the sky. Exhale and release. Press up and back to downward dog. Just feel your down dog. With the quads more open, you might be able to root your thigh bones back more deeply. And then bring your knees to the floor. We'll take just a brief period of time in Shavasana. I'm going to do supported bridge on a block. This is such a great way to release after our poses here today. You could lie flat on your back. You could place a rolled up blanket under your knees or take a block under your sacrum just below the waistline and close out in this position. And let's just take some time here to relax. You might notice through the course of your day, opening the quads releases a lot of excess nervous, tense energy. So you might feel greater sense of peace, relaxation, and ease. You just let go. And I'm going to leave you here in this final resting position. If you can stay for a few minutes, give yourself the gift, rest, relax, renew. Thanks so much for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you on the mat for the next class. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.